Hello and welcome back to another video in the world of Monster Hunter. Today is all about the King of Kings, the Kjárr Blitz King. There's a lot of kings going around lately. Anyway, this is the fire variant of the new Kjárr light bowguns, and it is actually a pretty darn solid weapon. Now I do have two builds to show for this. One seems a bit pointless, but against something like Vaal, it's for me personally preferred, although you possibly could change it up a little bit if you wanted. I'm not sure how you want to do it, but you could. And generally speaking, it is a very, very lovely light bowgun with a little bit of utility, but not too much. It's just got some pretty high damage and some great options. So let's kick it straight in with the first build. That is the one that's a bit more iffy. So let's have a look at the skills and equipment. Now, like always, I am running a health augment on my light bowguns just because I am not that pro. And then we have the Kaiser Gamma helmet with 2 mighty decorations, the Kirin Gamma chest with 2 expert, the Xeno'jiiva Gamma gloves with a mighty, tenderizer and a true shot. Feel free to change that true shot out if you wish. Xeno'jiiva Gamma waist with a release and a blaze decoration, and then the Xeno'jiiva Gamma boots with another tenderizer and 2 more blaze. Now if you remove one of those tenderizers, you actually only drop down to 95% affinity, which is why that tenderizer could be construed as useless. However, the alternative is quite simply what I would consider a higher amount of DPS, is using peak performance. But against something like Vaal, you're always going to be getting peak performance is activated, peak performance is deactivated, peak performance is activated, peak performance is deactivated. So it gets a little bit annoying, and you're not always at the top of your damage. So for the second build, that includes peak performance, what you're really looking at is essentially the exact same build. It's just that second tenderizer I have swapped to flawless. As you can see there, it's 95% affinity. You've got your spare shot, you've got your critical element, critical eye level 7, free element or ammo up level 3, maximum might level 3, fire attack level 3, special ammo boost is level 2, potentially level 1 depending what you want to do with it, critical boost level 2, power prolonger as a side effect, weakness exploit level 1, and peak performance level 1, although that could be, like I said, weakness exploit level 2. Both builds are also running the Master's Charm, which is where the majority of your critical eye, well, not the majority, but a good chunk of your critical eye is coming from. And the end result is actually some pretty hefty DPS. Now, I did actually also test this build up against Kirin, and it does make some pretty light work of Tempered Kirin as well. Arch Tempered Kirin isn't in the game at the moment, but the Blossom event is soon to come, and possibly could do an update to see if this build makes Arch Tempered Kirin a little bit more interesting or easier to farm / fight. So if you haven't quite done Arch Tempered Kirin or even Arch Tempered Vaal, this build is certainly working, although you might want to try and fit in some of that miasma, because that is going to be an absolute breaker, really. But generally speaking, this build does work very well. It's just a shame there's not really a lot of monsters that are that weak to fire overall. It's really just sort of Vaal, and Kirin. And the end result is actually some pretty okay and safe clears. Never really too in danger of what's going on around me, particularly even with Vaal. As long as you don't really take a direct hit from either one of his weird charges or the Sandblaster Beam of Death, you're pretty darn safe. So overall, I do recommend this weapon. Not just the build, the weapon itself is actually really good, and I do hope that the build itself actually helps you guys out. So in the meantime, perhaps consider giving a like, maybe a subscribe. It is free and it really does help me out. I'm still a baby channel, where? But yeah, have fun, good luck, and don't die. It's really bad for the health.